Hi everyone and happy Wine Wednesday. If you are new, I'm Allie from A Glass After Work. Thank you for joining me. Today I am going to share my Knapp Winery wine haul. I was first up in the Finger Lakes and visited Knapp Winery several years ago when I was up there for the Wine Bloggers Conference. But I was recently up there, I guess, in the middle of August for my day job for work. And you can imagine that I'm not going to go up to the Finger Lakes for work and not make a little bit of fun out of it and have a chance to taste some of the wines again. And so Knapp Winery was one of the wineries that the folks that I was delivering my presentation to, they recommended going to Knapp. I was very excited about it because I remembered liking the wines, and so it was great to check them out again. I ended up ordering 6 bottles from them that they then shipped, and I thought I would just share. This is how the wines came in this kind of package. You can see, right, these containers, they come out, right? The wines were just in there, just like that. And they came nice, safe and sound. I just flip open the little piece of cardboard and I can take the wine out. So the wines came safe and sound. This will be super easy for me to just collapse all of the boxes, put them in my recycling bin, and get to drinking my wine. Definitely better than some of those other wineries that send wines in the styrofoam where the little pieces get all over my wine bottle and all over my house. And as much as I like the wines, I hate that type of packaging. So I wanted to give Knapp Winery kudos for having really good packaging. With that, why don't we get tasting? I am gonna taste the Brut sparkling wine here. And this Brut sparkling wine is actually a blend. It's made with the method champenois. So it does the fermentation in the bottle instead of in a steel tank to get the bubbles all created. And it's a blend of 60% Chardonnay and 40% Cayuga White. Cayuga White is a white wine grape that's a hybrid. You'll find it in New York. It's a little hardier, a little more disease resistant, but you're not going to really find it many other places. And I think I forgot to mention, but Knapp Winery is actually on Cayuga Lake. So Cayuga Lake, they're using the Cayuga White grapes. It all kind of makes sense, right? So why don't we give it a taste? As you can see here, it's a super light color yellow, a super light lemon yellow. It has some good bubbles coming up from the middle of the glass there. On the nose, there's a lot of those like yeasty notes that just scream sparkling wine to me. It always brings a smile to my face. I love that. There's also a little bit of citrus, a little like yellow grapefruit happening, but it's mostly dominated by those yeasty notes. All right, why don't we give it a sip? Cheers. So the citrus is a lot more defined on the palate. I'm definitely getting the grapefruit, a little bit of maybe some like a little bit of like lemon rind almost. I'm also getting hints of some kind of juicy peaches. This wine does have a little bit of residual sugar, so it's not completely dry, but it's not a wine that I would say if you are a sweet wine drinker that is going to be what you're looking for, because it's not sweet, but it just, there's that hint of sweetness that I think is what's making me think of the kind of juicy, super ripe peaches. It's kind of like that level of sweetness. So there's really good acidity, which is nice and will make it a good food pairing wine. And all three of these wines actually were $17. So everything is in the affordable kind of everyday wine realm. I love when they're under $20 and they taste good. So yeah. Why don't we move on to the next one? This is the dry rosé. It's 100% Pinot Noir grapes from, it's the 2017 vintage. This also is going to have just a teeny bit of residual sugar, so just a little bit of sweetness, but not, again, it's a dry, it is going to be mostly dry. So if you're a dry wine drinker that doesn't mind a touch of sweetness, this will be what you're looking for. It's definitely light-bodied. It's got lots of good kind of strawberry characteristics, some good fruit. This is a wine that would be perfect for a picnic if you're kind of pulling together some cheese and charcuterie and you're sitting outside and you want a good wine to go with it. It also has a screw cap, as you can see, so it's super easy to take with you on a picnic and travel with. So yeah, so I definitely think that that's a wine worth grabbing. And the other one that I bought is this unoaked Cab Franc. It's a 2016 unoaked Cab Franc. This is going to be completely dry. This wine was actually mentioned in the Wine and Spirits Top 100 list, I think last year. It's $17. It's a Cab Franc, and it is beautiful. It's not going to be super heavy bodied. Instead, we're talking much more of like a medium bodied wine here with some good acidity that would make it nice. Sure, it's good to pair with meats. I mean, it's red wine. It'll go well with red meat, but it'd also do well with like pasta sauce and pastas, and also a meat and charcuterie board. This wine is one of those wines that I love to serve when there's company because it's incredibly easy to drink. So whether, you don't have to worry about there being too many tannins and people feeling that it's, too much of a wine. It goes well with conversation and good company, and I am definitely a fan. One of the things I love about the Finger Lakes wineries is that they're incredibly accessible. The winemakers and the owners of the wineries are very often, they're in the tasting rooms. They're happy to talk to you and happy to answer questions. They have wines that are affordable. All three of these wines are under $20. You'll note I actually didn't end up getting Rieslings. I know that the Finger Lakes are well known for Rieslings, and I actually really like them. But I actually think that the Finger Lakes are doing some better and some interesting things with their rosés and with their Cab Francs, and actually they're doing some great things with Gruner Veltliner, and I also, as you could tell from the sparkling wine, I think they're doing some great things with unoaked Chardonnay as well. So I kind of actually ended up staying away from the Rieslings, which is not necessarily what you think of when you think of the Finger Lakes wines, but it's where I ended up falling. So I'd love to know, have you been to the Finger Lakes, or have you tasted any Finger Lakes wines? And if you have, I'd love to know what ones you tasted and what you thought of them. I think that that's everything I've got today. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate those. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, you can do that by clicking on the click character right here, or you can click on the subscribe button down below, but don't forget to also click on the little bell. It will make sure that you get notified every time I upload a new video, which is every Wine Wednesday. And if you are looking for a recommendation for another one of my videos, you can find that right here. And with that, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a happy Wine Wednesday. Cheers.